Hey everybody, the following is an excerpt from the monthly Rahdo Roundup, and if you'd like to see the rest of the roundup, you can hit that eye up in the top right corner of the screen, or if you'd like to know more about the game, you can follow the link down in the show notes. And with that out of the way, let's talk about Golden Cup. Now, this is a very cool game. This one I could see maybe getting nominated for Spiel des Jahres, next year or something like that. Because actually, it reminded me a lot of a Des Jahres winner, Challengers, which foolishly was labeled Kennerspiel, which, okay, that's neither here nor there. But if Challengers could get nominated and win, Golden Cup should, because this is Challengers taken to an 11. And if you haven't heard Challengers, that's not helping you, right? So let me just tell you, what is this game? This is a fantasy sports ball game. And what we're really mostly doing as the coach owner of our sports team in this fantasy league, real world fantasy, but literally, Dungeons and Dragons, Orcs and Goblins, fantasy, fireballs and whatnot. Our team has 4 players, and every round, over 6 rounds if I recall correctly, the first thing we're going to do is spend some of our money to, first of all, we're going to draft new potential recruits, which is we've got a handful of cards, and then every round we are going to pay money to recruit one of them onto the team, replacing an old player with a new upgraded player. And all these players have cool special powers that activate, or ways to generate more money because they're super popular and they increase sponsorship opportunities, all kinds of cool powers, right? So everybody's going to do that. First of all, you go scouting, you get some new cards in your hand, and you can upgrade your scouts with your money, which is expensive, but that means you could be grabbing better players. And really, the depth of this game comes from, you don't have much money. Are you going to spend it to basically get better players into play, get better scouts working for you so that you can get even better players on future turns, or upgrade your stadium so you can make more money so you have more money to spend on future turns? So there's a lot going on in that, but it's very simple, very straightforward, very thematic. And then once you've gone through that, each player's team has a group of little tokens that represent all the moves you can make. You start out with 3, but the more you recruit, you might have 4, 5, 6, 7 of these little tokens as the game goes on. Let me go a little bit later, and you'll see I'll probably have a few more than 4 there. If I can get that card out of the way there. Yeah, later in the game, I've got 5 of them. Now, once everybody's done recruiting and upgrading and all that, everybody takes all their little move chips, throws them into a bag, and then shuffle them around, and then we start drawing them one at a time. And this replicates an actual game being played. And so there's only ever 2 people playing a game, but this is why I referred to this as Challengers, because you could play this at a higher player count, and what'll happen is I, as part of the random draw, might get paired up to play your team. Or you might be playing against Penelope's team, or Penelope might be playing against William's team. So every round we're going to get mixed and matched against different teams, just like real world sports leagues. And there are actually I'm playing solo here, so there's only one team, but I guess it's a 6-player game because there can be 3 different fields on the board. So you can have 6 players playing in 3 different playoffs. And what happens in each one of these is we just start drawing the tokens one at a time, like you're seeing me do. And if you draw my defense tokens, that means eventually when we draw one of your strike tokens, you're going to roll the die, but you'll be at a big disadvantage. If you draw your strike token before my defense token is drawn, oh, happy day for you. You're probably going to score a goal. And these are not high-scoring games. 2, 3 points, much like football, soccer, is going to win you a game here. But the interesting thing is, depending on how much defense I throw in the way of your strike that you're trying to do when you shoot the ball, determines which one of your different team members, because remember, you've got 4 of them, will actually do the striking. And remember, some of them have different powers. So you might be hoping for X or Y or Z. So when you're building your team of all these different moves, you're paying attention to, what do my opponents have? What am I going to be more likely statistically to do? Because the last thing you do before the game starts is you put your different 4 players in the different slots. That changes the probability that player A, B, C, or D will be the one that's most likely to take a strike and maybe trigger some extra powers like roll extra dice and stuff like that. I'm probably making this sound way more complex than it is. This is a simple, family-friendly gateway game. It plays fast, you can have up to 6 players, and it's really an interesting idea. That's why Challengers was such a big deal, because you could have multiple players in multiple playoffs at the same time. And then the next round, I'll be teamed up against somebody else. Or if you're playing it a 3 or 5 player game, there's an automated player, which is what I'm playing against right here, which is a really challenging player too. It's really good. It's co-designed by Simone Luciani, one of my favorite designers of all time, so no surprise, it's really good. And yeah, I was kind of tickled by it, and I had a really fun time playing this solo game here for backers of my show, who back me on Patreon or here on YouTube as members. Anyway, though, why did it come in at number 23 then? I'll be honest. It's still sports, and sports are just something that both my wife, Jen, and I have a very, very difficult time mustering any enthusiasm for. If I liked any kind of modern professional sports, or if I had people in my life who I played board games with, or I had the potential to play board games with, I would bring this game out in a heartbeat, because it follows all these big major league multi-game seasons that everybody works their way through, and you're making the tough manager choices, hiring people, firing people, and then the game is resolved really quickly and very satisfactory. The game does have a lot of luck swinginess, but you play enough that the luck swinginess is going to kind of balance out amongst everybody. And anyway, the game is so short that even if somebody does get lucky, everybody is still going to have a great time if you have an interest in the subject matter. Me and my wife, Jen, this is definitely going to be better the more people you have, because doing that mini game of pulling out, you want a raucous atmosphere where people are fist pumping and saying, "No, I can't believe it." With me and Jen, just two players, die-hard, hardcore Eurogamers, it's not the right fit for us. But wow, this could be a party game with, it couldn't quite be a party game because it's got more going on, but it's a great gateway game. And again, if you or anybody you know that you would like to introduce to board games loves real-world professional sports, you've got to check out number 23 of the month, Golden Cup. And thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference, believe me. But with that out of the way, if you'd like to see some more, over on the left, you can find a playlist of a whole bunch more Rahdo Rapid reviews. Up in the top right, there's the latest thing that's been added to the channel. And in the bottom right, you've got something YouTube recommends. Okay, folks, thanks for watching.